Just having a coffee. Uh, Certifications are indications that we've completed programs. Do we know them all? Well, we got to try them. I'm a guinea pig. I've had mental health problems, and I've really got over them. I've had PTSD, and I was misdiagnosed as bipolar. And it was a hell of a life. The chemical solution to bipolarity didn't work. It was killing me. I went to True Hope and Power, and I got, well, that's a start. And I also was using Reiki. I was going to a Reiki level 2 practitioner. And I noticed shifts in my emotional mood. So I'm now, I teach meditation. I teach aromatherapy. Because I really believe aromatherapy is a science. It's proven, you know. We have ancient magic in England. He's in Scotland. He's a medical doctor, and he explains how olfactory smells and how it affects the limbic system and everything. It works. And I'm big on that. I do crystal healing. And how does crystals work? There's a lot of people on here that try something and then they give up. Well, I'm attuned to crystal energy. I use Kundalini and gold Reiki, and people can feel the energy in it, and I charge them. I put energy into the crystals through this universal life force energy or the Kundalini Reiki rising. I believe in meditation. I'm a metaphysicist, a physical psychologist, energy psychologist. So herbology is energy, homeopathy, energy, medicine, crystal energy. Yoga is an energy medicine of balancing the chakras, yin yoga, and like this, breath work. I do all that, and I'm just getting certified to be a tarot card reader. Who do it? I'm a good psychic. I pick up on people, and they come in. I get these images, and bang, I say, they come in and they tell me something. Somebody who was putting you down when you were a girl. Yeah, they were, she said. She's a Filipino. So I told her to do this, and I'm reading the Book of Miracles. I've helped a man make 16 million, retire with 16 million in his pocket, and he got out when it was the right time, and he's fully retired and very happy. They did sound stupid, so I'm not charging money. Well, I'm going to start charging money and advise businesses. He's from Prague. He's NATO business development. He says, you are one good researcher to find that out, why businesses are failing out in BC. That doesn't make sense, and you're right. He's got a Cambridge University PhD in business development. So a company comes to me, and I look at their profile. Their business is organization's a mess. So I took a leadership program. And I've been reading Linda Kahana's Power of the Herd, 5 Stages of Master Herdsmanship, and that is the problem with businesses. So I'm going to start working here. I'm going to take an equine Earl and equine assisted therapy. I like learning more. I've been taking NLP, neuro-linguistic therapy, to slow down these stories that you get in. I've studied spiritual life coaching. So I'm not going to say I know everything, but I know I got to clear a lot of problems in people's lives. And then I got to get into niches, and I'm working with transformative life coaching, a very good institution. I'm taking a lot of courses off of those two. He's got a PhD in psychology, so he's not a. He knows what he's talking about. He's really good. And I like his wife. She's very good. And I take a lot of courses on economics because the weather is a sea. And being an entrepreneur, and that's what I'm trying to coach. I'd like to coach people to be entrepreneurs and make good money. I hear people always bitching about taxes. Well, my taxes are high. Make more money. Because the economy is just over the board with people taking jobs. I really believe in a new e-commerce division. Everything I buy is online. I can't afford to buy in these stores. They just, even my food, I have it delivered from farmers, direct to market, to the door. So, online business is useful. But I listen to people and I hear things and they say, my website's a mess. Well, you got to hook people into your website because there's so many websites out there. So I've been learning a lot. Am I a PhD? No, I'm just a guy that's been studying this for 8 years as a pensioner. I was on disability, trying to get back to work. And I was going to just do horse therapy and reiki. Nah, multi-income stream. Because he's a billionaire, and he told me he was studying Napoleon Hill. He gave me a book. It's called Write It Down. Everything keep income streams that are going to work. Always have things that are flowing money in all the time. The story of money is bad. My parents said we're poor. I'll always be poor. I'm just a poor boy. I'm a poor girl. The greatest sin in life is not having money. Because you're always needy. You're depending on social systems that don't work. You're not getting good health. Like now they're depending on food banks and stuff. That's ridiculous. I can't live that way. I like to travel. I like to be happy. And at 68, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the train across Canada. I'm just looking at using Wi-Fi and using a computer and life coaching online. Picture's not very good on this. This is a Chromebook. It's just not getting the light. But, what's an expert? And it's our stories. Like I play piano. I haven't been playing too many years. I'm getting there. And I want to learn to read theory. I studied notation when I was a kid. And then I got into tablature on guitar. It seemed easy, but I'll tell you, you need to be able to read music. And piano, you sure do. It's nice to read a sheet of music. So I got to learn that. It's like a language. But I play a bit, but I work on my scales, my chords, my structures. And the same with guitar. I play, I never knew what direction I was going in music, what genre. And I'm into blues. I'm a blues guitarist and an acoustic guitarist and a harmonica player. But am I the best? No, you got to keep on learning. Some of the greatest musicians, like Bill Frisell, I love his guitar playing. He chunked that down in 5 years in a Manhattan apartment, just playing music. I don't know people that just go out and bang. But, the people that in music, it's interesting. You see all these child prodigies, and you say, oh, hell, I'm not going to do that. I can't play music. My ear's getting better for tuning guitars because I'm adapting. They have a fiction about glasses going on the foot. They have a fiction about the story of fixed intelligence. It's not fixed. Our brain is always developing. And I use chat books, and I never knew how many hours we can put in when we're working. The maximum is 2. We can't really chunk more. But if you did that every day and got a plan, you could accomplish quite a bit. How many hours on a guitar? Well, it comes and you start getting into noticing you're playing music. And, you start, you're not making really music, and then you're playing. You're getting a rhythmic element, and you're getting a feel of the music. It gets better, but you gotta stay at it. So I'm playing piano downtown in Collingwood on the main street. It's an interesting point. Older women. She says, "Don't stop." I thought that was a music coming out of the speaker. You're a good piano player. How long have you been playing? 5 years. 5 years. She asked me how old I was, and I told her, and she says, "I'm 2 years younger." I would never do that. Well, the woman come out of the boutique that's running a business. You know what she said to her? "I'm a lot older than you, and I'm doing the things I love to do. I'm running this boutique and selling women's fashions and making money at my age." "You're full of nonsense," she says. It's good women tell women things, because women are tough on themselves. You can do anything you want to do. And she's older. The woman across the hall, she's 80 years old. She's still working. We got a whole story about cognitive functions and stuff. The brain gets better playing music. Reed Levington. This is your brain on music. Music's a good tool, even if you're not playing it professionally. To play piano at home or play a guitar or play some music. It helps the cognitive development of the brain. So here's me. I looked at my life and I feel so much stress. And I look at social media and I'm just getting so upset because I really got biases to certain things on here. And how do I deal with it? So is it to avoidance? No, limit it and start working on the things that make you happy. I limit social media. I don't have Facebook. I got a Facebook account. Opened it up, and they were trolling on there, and I don't want to get into it. I saw things I don't like. I got a bias, and I couldn't get into it. We speak our truth, and that's it. But trolls are everywhere, and fake news. We've seen so many people online upset with fake news. So I learned to get off social media. I'm using this, and I'm thinking of going to Vimeo because some of the people on here are nice. I listen to them out. Some of them, I take a reaction to people that say life coaches aren't therapists. Now I listen. Yeah, you're right. So there's a lot of people that are getting into life coaching and no experience. So I agree with that. But I'm a therapist too. But the course I was taking on therapy, she's from she's a therapist. She's a certified therapist. She's put the hours in and teaches it. Now, she says licensed therapists and certified therapists are 2 different things. But they're still good as long as they're certified. I'm a spiritual therapist. I believe in God. And I believe in Muslims, Hindus, everybody having their spirituality. So I look at the sacredness in religions, and I don't get dualistic on your faith. I'm not against Muslims. I don't spit in Muslims' face. I'm not anti-transgender. I'm not anti-gay. It's who you are. I want freedom for people. And find the best qualities in your life. There's a couple in the bar, and we're getting married. They're gay, young guys. You know what I said to them? Be you and be happy. Because life's about being happy. You read the Course in Miracles. That's what it is. She was a psychologist, and they were in a university working on the Course in Miracles in the 60s and 70s. It's scribe. It's from God. And they came in because they had this problem. They weren't getting along, and the university's psychology department. So they came out the Course in Miracles. One beautiful program. And I read the courses over and over again. It's like somebody said, I don't understand Eckhart Tolle. That's the thing. It's not to understand. We are living a world of making meaning out of everything. Sometimes there's no meaning. And striving to make meaning and struggle is the problem for our world. Speak your truth, but don't fight people. As soon as you start defending issues, you're right off the picture. I'm an environmentalist, and I don't agree with this oil fascism. But I don't want to challenge it. I'm just going to let it go. Like, I'm dealing with things that are... I had to question, is that revenge, or is this seeking justice? You don't want the sympathy revenge, because it comes back on you. I'm seeking to do undue influence on my brother's estate. So I had to work on a psychology to break all that stuff. A lot of people get emotionally charged with lawsuits. Is this a lawsuit? Well, I ask. It's just going to court, and it'll prove that it was influenced. I'll get the money back. Now, I'd like to forgive them, which I'm going to, but I'm going to take the money and teach them that they can't do that. That was wrong. But it's not revenge. I'm not out to hurt people. I'm just out to get ahead in life. And I'm just standing up for me, and that's grounding, and it's spiritual. I'm praying to Archangel Michael, and I pray that I get civil justice. And whatever comes out of it, I'll get more money than what they're giving me. $900 is nothing. And sign off. I'm not signing off. I got a lawyer. But I have to fill out things. When you got post-traumatic stress, you cannot report things. You can't report them. You're so charged and so upset. And it happens to us. I'm a victim of armed robbery. I'm a victim of an animal, of watching a man beat up my horse to death. And I tell anybody that, a woman, oh my God, why did you let that happen? That's the wrong thing to say to somebody with PTSD. It just freezes you. I was young. So I use Hanapana. It's a Hawaiian method. And I use tapping, the emotional freedom tapping. I'm discovering these things are going to help people. So I got an NLP practitioner. I finished the hours of that course, going over it and getting things down. And we're putting a program together, and I'm putting CBT, these other therapies. I want to help people get over trauma. And there's all sorts of traumas out there. And it's breaking up marriages, and it's doing a lot of harm. So I heard a therapist, and he says, I think psychology is BS. No, it's not. I think trauma therapy is where we got to switch to. And I'm learning that from the Arizona Institute of Therapy, Trauma Therapy, that these conditions like compound PTSD are being mistaken for bipolarity. The DSM manual puts them into that grouping. So I read Dr. Gabor Mate, and we talk about autoimmune diseases. This in the Myth of Normal. It was a good book. And he's got another book I'm going to read. And I read books on audio, and I write down points. Like, I don't get a certification, but these are things I put into the mix, my knowledge and skills, and what I'm learning on new research. And it's important because I notice there's too much generalization in mental health. And the Myth of Normal made sense. Mental health, medical health. Too much generalization. We can't do that. Everybody's different. Everybody comes and they got a story to them. DSM, they just take a group of symptoms, and categorize them and put them in there and throw pills at them. Then that stigmatizes you. You get labeled bipolar. I'm looking at illness, things that I call spectrums, not disorders. She's a singer-songwriter, and she met me, and she said, went to a psychiatrist. Now I got a label. I can't get health insurance. It's like with Sun Life or like that. Because they'll diagnose creative people as bipolar. Actually, creative people have to learn a spectrum of balancing all this. So that's a niche. I work with musicians and artists and sensitive people, highly sensitive people, and empathic people. These are things that you have to learn that are not disorders, but they are a disorder if they haven't got it together. Kurt Cobain killed himself. He was a highly creative man. And so did Nick Drake. Learning that these people that have had these nuances of, and Glenn Gould, he was incredible talent. I wouldn't diagnose him as, but he had Asperger's. They're trying to diagnose that on there. It's rubbish. I diagnosed him as he had hypochondriacism. He was an extremely talented man, but he was one focus. And he was very arrogant. But he made him the best pianist in the world. And musicians are like that. And some people get their act together. I really am encouraged to say Eric Clapton is a hero. He got off cocaine and he became a drunk because that's the way addictions go. So he got off alcohol and he got clean and he sold all those guitars at Macy's. Hooray! He treats people that are famous in the Bahamas. All those guitars sold at Macy's. Eric, that was great work. You're a hero of famous people that have gone through the music system or the entertainment system. Because it's very lonely at the top. I've met so many top musicians and I talk to them. And they've had to get off those damn drugs. I got friends that were top entertainers. They're dead. LSD overdose. I want more acid now. I'm getting somewhere with my music. No, you went over the top and you're dead. You're a great musician, a great composer, but you're dead. You're gone. Poosh. Do I accept that? When I meet another musician that's got off drugs with Buddhist psychology and he's still playing, why would I go into that? And Eric Clapton was a great man. He got off alcohol, off cocaine. He got a treatment. So he wrote Cocaine, and that was a great song. But Eric started drinking. And people get offended at this because they worship Eric. And that's not the way to be. But understanding the man's a human being. Eric Clapton had a lot of trauma. His child fell 54 floors of his apartment. And he was drinking like a fish. But I don't hate people that admit that they were alcoholics. I was an alcoholic. You know, going around calling people drunks when they've been sober. I drink now, but I don't drink to excess. Bartender says you have 2 beers and you quit. What the heck is that? It's called moderation and enjoying my life. I don't believe there's any absolutes in addiction. I think we can get back to things and learn to live a moderate life. So I drink coffee. I haven't got money for beer. I'll tell you something. If I drank a lot of booze, I'd feel sick. And I can't stand the music in the bars. So I play blues. I make my own music and I listen to my own music. But I've been taken down pretty bad financially by my family. And I could get really mad about that. I'm alone and I ask what would make me happy. Well, helping people and getting them well and making money for it. I helped a guy on the street. I just knew to go to him. He was a young guy that was really messed up. I got him well. He gave me $100. Bang! I go down there, I'm talking to people, they don't know how to meditate. I'm playing guitar and talking about it. And that's what they say. You can play fingerstyle guitar and it relaxes them. We can get the message. So 68 years of playing guitar since 1966, learning the fingerstyle methods, open tunings and stuff, has made me beneficial. I've traveled Canada. I survived on $700 a month. It's hard. But I started playing and busking. And I made money. You know, you go into a restaurant, I get some money. I go down, I know I need a busking permit, I need insurance. And I'll probably play clubs. And that's the goal. I'm just gonna play and learn to have income streams. Because pensions don't go anywhere. They go, whew. I don't want a credit. I don't want credit systems. Just make more money. So Jackie Chan, what's he say? He's got a book out. It's called F You Money. It's rude, but he's right. He says, what type of MBA do you want? Massive bank account. You always got money coming in. You got income streams. So I listen to businesses. And I listen to priority life coaching and I hear this entrepreneurial stuff. He's got a coffee shop. The other one started dragging him down like an anchor. So not everything fits. You know, if you got things and they're not working, get rid of them. Sell them. You might and put them into something that's going to make money. So you made a mistake. Nah, you just learned. I think he's going to sell it and probably invest in something that's going to make him money. You know, horse people. That's my field. I was in the horse business. And people say, I'm broke, but I'm lonely, but I'm happy. I got a horse and I can throw buckets of money into it. There's income streams you can make. Passive income to keep your horses going. And I don't believe you have to struggle. I do not believe in struggle. There's some people that do 2 hours a day on their computer. That's all they do. But bang, it's making money. You can automate the system, have the accountants check it, and really get it set up right. And I'm going to deal with Britain because they got a lot of good systems. I'm looking at PayPal as one of my platforms. My sales, maybe Shopify or Wix or any of those, and combine them. Social media, maybe just put the website on the links, and that's it. There's enough people in the Philippines learning social media management. I can rely on them. And there's many places we can put the websites up, but your website's not the only thing that makes money. And I'm not going to argue about this. Business cards and talking to people, doing lecture tours, talking, writing books, and getting people interested. It's to get them hooked and get them into your programs. So this is how it's done. You start offering services, and you're going to have to work with the more meaningful people that are in business who want to change, and then build the money. And the people that haven't got the money, you're going to have to get a pricing plan that everything's working and flow it together. So this system is very tricky. You got to learn time management. There's a lot of stuff. Somebody using Google Chromebook. There's programs on how to use Google Chromebook and Google software. And I'm using Cloud, Microsoft Word. I'm using Notion. I'm using a lot of good technology. We have to make an income, even at my age. I listen to a lot of apathy in business, seniors. I wonder why we're getting so much dementia. Because we're not active. We have to have gainful income coming in streams and mentorship. We are worthy of helping the younger generation. I hear some guys say I wouldn't listen to these old guys. They're the boomers. Steve Jobs is a boomer too. So, you're using their computers. I think there's young people that do listen.